Hey everyone, I am Rushikesh from Nirmiti.io. Today's video is extremely important for React and Next.js developer because it's a critical security vulnerability called React Shell. It's also known as CVE 2025 has been discovered. This vulnerability allows an attacker to run commands on your server without authentication. Thousands of apps are already getting attacked. So, in this video, I will explain the whole things page by page from official advisory. What the vulnerability is, how hackers exploit it, which versions are affected, and how you can fix it. Let's see. React Shell 2. Below that, they mention that this issue comes from the React server components and apps using Next.js. Apps routers are also affected. They clearly says the vulnerability is critical, unauthenticated, and requires immediate action. So this sets the context. We are dealing with a full remote code execution, which means hacker can run any code of your server. Let's move on the next page. Here, as we can see in page 2, gives a quick overview of how dangerous this vulnerability is. Let's see one by one. First, server rating. The CVSS score is 10 out of 10, which is the highest possible to hackers. This means the vulnerability impacts confidentially and integrity ability. The total server takeover. Then second, which attackers no login, no authentication, nothing. A hacker just sent one specially crafted HTTP request and your server is compromised. Then third and last is a current status. In the proof of concepts, exploits are already public and automated bots are actively scanning of vulnerable servers. So that's the is thing theoretical. It's happening right now. Let's move on the which versions are available for vulnerables. So here the for the React components, if your project use any of these packages, these versions, as you can see here, for the React Server DOM, Webpack is above 9.0.0 to 9.2.0. This is same for React Server DOM Vercel and React Server DOM TurboPack. Also, this same for the Next.js app router. If you are using the Next.js app router, these versions are vulnerable. As you can see, Next.js 15x before patch, Next.js 16.x before patch, some 14.x kernel release. And the important note like is the even default apps are created with create next app are exported. So even the brand new projects are generated by Next.js also vulnerable if you not patched. Here, explain the internal issue behind this attack. React server components use protocol called a flight to send data between the client to server. The problem is that this flight protocols the deserialize incoming data without proper validation. So attackers do they send malicious HTTP request with a crafted payload. Then your vulnerable React or Next.js server receives it. Then the server deserializes the payload without checking it. During the deserializations, the attacker code gets the executed. That's how get remote code execution, meaning of full control of your server. Here, the full server compromise means shows what happens when your server gets compromised. Attacker runs arbitrary JavaScript code on your server. Then it's still your user data, credentials, or internal informations. Then attacker install backdoors to maintain long-term access. Then it's deploy malware files like a crypto miner or ransomware. Then it's move laterally inside your network and attack other services. Basically, once they get in, they can do anything they want. That's why this vulnerability is taken so seriously. Here we check threat is active, but confirms that this vulnerability is already being exploited. We can see the one by one like a public exploits available means security researchers have realizing the working proof of concept code, which means anyone on the internet can now misuse. Then automated attackers detected. Bots are scanning of vulnerable Next.js and React server. So even if you think your app is small and unknown, automated bots don't care. They scan everyone. Real servers are at the risk and every moment counts by the attackers. Here we can fix primary or upgrading now. Here we shows the official fix and it's very simple. First, for the React packages like server DOMs, upgrade to 9.0.1, 9.1.2, 9.2.1. This is for React, and for Next.js, upgrade 15.0.5 or above, then 15.1.9 or above, then 15.2.6 above, then 16.0.7 above. They also recommended things we can run into the terminal. First is the npm outdated or yan outdated, depends on your package or JSON file which you install. Then update is only the complete fix. Then we see the if you can not patch immediately. So if you cannot upgrade immediately, then here are the temporary mitigation steps. First, deploy WAF rules. Here, what he do, blocks suspicious malformed HTTP payloads targeting React server components. Then monitor server logs. Looks for the unusual or malformed post requests or deserialize the errors. Then check audit public endpoints. Disable RSC endpoints that you don't need. Steps do not fix the vulnerability, but they reduce your expose until you upgrade. Then, what's our action plan? Here, first gives the three clear action step here. First, step one, check your package version immediately. Audit your React and Next.js app. Then patch immediately. Here, upgrade all vulnerable packages now. Don't treat this as a normal update. At step 3 and last, spread awareness. Inform your team, client, and anyone using this stream because this vulnerability affects millions of developers worldwide. So, that was the complete breakdown of React Shell vulnerability. Here, I guided you step by step, page by page. If you are using React 19 or Next.js app router, you must update immediately. This is the real threat. It is alive in the wild, and attackers are already exposing it. Thank you.